Oh my god, what is this? Slunge, fellow enthusiasts of whiskies and fine and rare spirits. On this channel, I'm regularly tasting the most exclusive spirits in the world. Today I'm thrilled to take you on an extraordinary journey through a vertical tasting of 5 exceptional whiskies from the famous Glenlivet distillery. We will be working our way from younger expressions to truly mature ones, allowing us to appreciate the remarkable evolution of the Glenlivet spirits with age, also prompting the question, do the whiskies improve with age and maturation, and is older always better? Situated in the Livet Valley of the Speyside region of Scotland, Glenlivet has a rich history dating back to 1824. Founder George Smith was a pioneer in his own right, setting up a licensed whiskey distillery at a time when whiskey production was largely unregulated. Some 150 years later, in 1975, the distillery became part of the Pernod Ricard family. Under their ownership, Glenlivet has continued to uphold its tradition of excellence and innovation. Glenlivet is renowned for its dedication to patient maturation. They use a variety of cask types, including ex-bourbon, ex-sherry or refill casks, to create a range of expressions of varying depth and complexity. They have consistently won awards and recognition for their whiskies, solidifying their position of one of the leading Speyside single malt brands. But now let's turn our attention to the lineup of whiskies we are tasting today. We start with the Glenlivet Founders Reserve, which has matured in different casks and is rather light and young. Then we move on to the 15-year-old, which has matured in French oak casks and should give a good idea of the distillery's maturing skills. Then the 18-year-old, matured in a combination of casks, including American oak and ex-sherry casks. This whiskey won several gold awards. After this perfect introduction to the distillery's styles, we move on to the real gems, the whiskies which belong to the most exclusive and finest Glenlivets. The 1968 vintage, bottled in 1994, has matured 26 years. And finally, the star of the day, the 1968 Duncan Taylor, bottled in 2004 and matured an incredible 35 years. Both vintages are very rare and limited. Coming from a single cask, and less than 300 bottles were filled and sold. Of course, I will be rating each of the whiskies on a scale from 1 to 100. So let's start the show. So we are starting with the Glenlivet Founders Reserve. It has a pale gold color. On the nose, scents of citrus and sweet orange. The palate is smooth and approachable, with zesty orange and pear. A gentle grainy character from malted barley and a subtle hint of honey and vanilla. A lingering finish with a smooth, creamy touch. I will rate it with 86 points. Let's go on with the 15-year-old Glenlivet. It has a more intense gold color. The nose is elegant and floral with a hint of orchard fruits. A subtle spiciness and oak whisper from maturation. Here complexity is added by the 15 years age, with smoothness and richer notes of honey, dried fruits and nuts. The finish is long and pleasant with notes of almond and oak. I would rate this one with 87 points. Let's go on with the 18-year-old, which won several gold awards. This one has a richer color, deep gold with a touch of apricot. On the nose, developed and complex aromas of rich fruits, ripe citrus and toffee. The palate is complex and balanced. Sweet orange, roasted nuts and notable oak influence, which is adding a mellow depth. The finish is smooth, with notes of raisins, spices, oak and a hint of chocolate. I would rate this whiskey with 89 points. Now let's go on to the stars of the evening. First, the 1968 vintage, matured for 26 years. Deeper amber color going into the direction of mahogany. Okay, now we are talking. On the nose I get complex aromas with hints of honey and dark chocolate. A well-integrated oak influence coming along with vanilla, leather and tobacco. Very tasty. This is a truly luxurious experience with rich layers of dried fruit, nuts, toffee and spice. Very long evolving flavors in the finish. This is why I'm doing these videos. This is why I'm collecting vintage spirits. This whiskey is amazing. I really like it. I will rate this one with 93 points because it has such an interesting and complex flavor profile. To be honest, I didn't really expect this from a Glenlivet whiskey. But the best part is we are not at the end. We are going further to a 35 years matured vintage Duncan Taylor. I'm really curious what the star of the day has to offer. So let's go. Another time deep amber color, maybe with a reddish touch. Okay, I thought it can't get better today, but this nose is even more complex. Very mature, ripe fruits, toffee, oak, spices. I can't find the words for what I'm smelling. This one is truly amazing. I would even say it has another layer of complexity in comparison to the 1968 vintage, which matured 26 years. But how will it taste? Oh my god. What is this? This is definitely the star of the day. This is really complex. It's amazing. I'm tasting leather and tobacco. Maybe you can say it's even a kind of pipe tobacco. Very deep and complex oak influence. Paired again with vanilla and these toffee notes, which are even finer. And imagine there's only a small amount of these bottles still available. So if you really love this taste and want to have it again, you kind of have a problem. Because this whiskey will run out of stock for sure within the next years. In the finish there are even flavor profiles I can't describe with words and I never tasted before. So I just can help out myself with the usual words and say it's really complex. It's truly fascinating. I will give this whiskey the highest rating I ever gave to a whiskey yet, namely 95 points. This is also within the range of the best spirits I ever tried. There are only a few I rated 95 or higher. And although I'm not a real whiskey lover, this one has really fascinated me. I think this vertical tasting has really showcased the incredible journey of Glenlivet whiskey with age. From the shy smoothness of the Founder's Reserve to the endless complexity of the Duncan. Each expression bears the mark of time and craftsmanship. So, is older always better? I have to say, definitely yes. It was really not planned to give increasing ratings with increasing age. But this is really my honest taste and opinion. Of course there are some younger whiskies which can be excellent, but probably nothing in the world can replace the fine and complex taste of a spirit that has been maturing in a cask for a very long time. And today's tasting once again confirmed me why I'm collecting vintage spirits. Please write in the comments how you like Glenlivet whiskies and which one is your favorite whiskey brand. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you are interested in seeing more of my tastings of the world's finest and rarest spirits. Thank you and goodbye.